everybody, welcome to Come on My Couch. I'm your host, Jackie Brown, and thank you again for watching. Got some crazy stuff I want to talk to y'all about as usual, because everything I talk about, I guess, is crazy, because the truth is crazy to some people. As you all can see, I am wearing a wedding gown. Yes, I bought this at the thrift store for $15. I am very proud of my purchase. But also at the same time, I don't think one should have to wait to get married to wear a wedding dress. Because what if you never get married? Boo-hoo-hoo. Everybody makes it like it's such a big deal to be married. But you've seen majority of people's marriages. And you know, it's not really the case. Like, you're not happy 24/7, 100% of the time. And if you are, that's great. But it's very unrealistic for people to think that things get better once you get married. If you already have a turbulent relationship to begin with, marriage is not going to make it better. If anything, it'll make it worse. That's just what I know. Like, even then, when people get pregnant or they have children, they think having a baby is going to make things better. When has children ever made anything better? Like, let me know. I just think it's rhetoric. People get used to hearing certain things and it's repeated over and over again. And they think that it's true. Like when they say, marry a man like your father, you want to find a man like a father. Or they say that most women are attracted to men that remind them of their fathers. But then most women have to ask themselves, did you like your father? Yeah, see, nobody ever thinks that. They don't put the comprehension to what's said. It's just shit that's been said. But some certain things don't apply to everybody. So stop saying stupid ass shit. One of the things that I am aware of that I know many people aren't, and I'm bringing it to their attention, is something called the 4B movement. It started in Korea. It is the 4 No's. It is a radical feminist movement that began probably 5 years ago in 2019. Its supporters reject dating men, marriage, sex with men, and having children. So it's basically just like men are over here. The whole thing of decentering men, and I understand where they're coming from, because so many women have been kissing frogs and there haven't been any princes. Or he'll turn into a prince for a moment and he'll turn back into a frog. It's terrible. Dating is horrible. I'm realizing that a lot of us are having this universal experience with the same thing of a man who is over here. Just like that. It's a video on TikTok. A woman says, the man is over here. I'm here. You come over here. And then she gets attached. And then you go over there.
If you do not want to date me, the most logical course of action, if I'm here, is for you to stay away from me. Over here, right? But here's the problem. You decided to come over here into my life when you should have stayed over here because you knew you didn't want me, yet for some reason, you still came over here, right? Here's you. And here's what happened. I got attached, okay? And as soon as that happened, you went all the way back. You went so far over here that you're now off the whiteboard. Meanwhile, I'm still over here trying to figure out what the fuck just happened.
What is the backtracking? Why do y'all do that? What is the purpose of getting involved with somebody with no intention, or wasting 2.5 years of someone's life just to flush it down the toilet, or because you were caught in a lie? Let me know. What is the purpose of it? Because if we are going to go through all of this emotional exhaustion, emotional labor, mental strain, wondering, are you that dumb? Are you stupid on purpose? If we can avoid all of that, and all you want is attention and to fuck, just pay us. We will all turn into high class escorts, because I don't believe in the exchange of love for time anymore. That is not happening any fucking more. I'm tired of it. It is exhausting. Please do not erupt. It did not. Great. But yeah, it's exhausting. Being with men is exhausting. I am not a lesbian. if I could be one, maybe I would choose to be one. But I'm not really even sure I would go down that path, only because I think lesbians are doing it wrong. I think a lot of the LGBTQ rainbow people are doing it wrong, because you're trying to establish yourself as a heteronormative, and you're not. And you should really be trying to take over the world. If I was a lesbian, I would be trying to recruit other women and turn them. Every woman I touch would turn into a lesbian, and there would be no pussy for no man ever. That's what I would do. I know it sounds extravagant and crazy and outlandish, but like, I don't think men truly deserve us. Like, y'all are fucking stupid. And I mean that in the nicest way as I possibly can say it, because I don't get it. I know that the male brain and the female brain work very differently. And so women seem to believe that men are capable of the same things that we're capable of. But they're not. They're not. They are emotionally and mentally deficient. I have yet to meet a man who is more interesting or capable than me. And then when I do, I'm highly impressed, but I'm also wondering, what is it about him? Like, what's wrong with him? Because there's going to be something. There's going to be something. But I was on a TikTok panel not too long ago as a guest, just talking, whatever, just killing time talking to these people. And I was explaining to them, if life is a simulation, or if life in general is a video game, and you have to choose between being a man and a woman, you have to think about all the things that a woman is capable of. One, she's nurturing, okay? She can multitask. She can have a conversation. She is beyond talented and ambitious. She has tits and ass and hair. Wow, that's amazing. I think I would want to be a woman, because what can a man do? He's strong, and he can go to work, and he can eat. Now, this is the thing. Men are the default sex. Y'all are the default. I don't think that anybody would naturally want to just be a man, because y'all are just there. Totally utilitarian. There is nothing on a man's body that a baby needs. When a baby is born, a baby is going to need a boob to feed on. Okay, it's science and it's common sense. And I think men are feeling the pain or the tightness of women expecting more, and another thing that bothers me is when you're in a relationship, or when a relationship doesn't work out, why do they think that they can be friends with you? I don't understand that. How is it possible that you were my boyfriend and now you just want to be friends? No, sir, you are just a boy, okay? You are just a boy standing there alone. I cannot be your friend, because if I was your friend, I would be mean as fuck to you. Because as a girlfriend, I have to make sure that I don't hurt your feelings or bruise your ego. But as your friend, I would tell you the fucking truth. And more than likely, you probably couldn't handle it. And we couldn't be friends. So it's fascinating that these men have so many female friends. But the thing about it is, those are bitches that you ran through and it didn't work out. And I don't want to be one of those friends. Because we're not friends. We can never be friends. I don't think I'm friends with any of my exes. Many people ask, oh, how did you get into comedy? I was like, traumatic experiences with relationships and growing up. And that's why I'm wearing this wedding dress as a symbolic representation that you can wear a pretty dress any fucking time you want to. You may even ask, why do I wear what I wear when I do what I do? Because I like to dress up, and I like to wear crowns and gowns. And there may be a time where I might not get dressed up or get fancy, but it's just some shit that I like to do, because I think people take things too seriously about wanting to look a certain type of way, or when to wear something. Like, wear it when the fuck you want to. If you want to wear a big white wedding dress, go ahead. If you want to wear a big white wedding dress that looks like a quinceañera dress, go the fuck ahead. If you just want to walk around town in a park in a wedding gown and have people ask you where the groom is, and you say he's dead, do what the fuck you want. I don't give a shit. It's just to the point where people have made so much emphasis on their relationships or their marriages, and you're just like, it's really crazy because you're wondering like, how did you get to that point? You know, I'm happy that people are happy when they're in their relationships, but I'm not emotionally invested whether or not it cares. I am not emotionally invested about whether or not it lasts. I don't care. It doesn't affect my life. Now, what does bother me is when people put their relationships all out there on social media, like that's all that you see, and then the relationship is over, and then you don't hear anything about why or how it happened. It's just like when people die. I was like, I want to know how they died. Okay, I want to know how this relationship ended. You were telling us about everything else, giving us a play-by-play. Now I want to know how it ended. That's just me though. And I also, given that topic though, I also feel bad for Chelsea Handler because her stitch was, just staying single, not having kids. She doesn't have to be a mom. She doesn't have to have kids. It's not important. And of course, she didn't have any children, but she got into a relationship with that Joy. I can't pronounce his name. Joy Choi. I don't know. Whatever. I can't pronounce his name. But she paraded him around like it was like the best thing in the world. Girl, you used to fuck 50 Cent. I don't think that there's any replacement for 50 Cent dick. Like, that's just me. Like, the essence of 50 Cent and the essence of him, like, two totally different men. Yes. But I would have just kept it a secret. That's just me. Because then y'all broke up. And then you didn't want to talk about the breakup. But you've been talking about the relationship the whole time. Don't do no shit like that. Don't do no shit like that. Because for me, if I'm bringing up something personal and I'm talking to you about it, it's because I want you to know about it, and it's because it's real and it's happening to me in real time. Speaking of things happening in real time, and me even mentioning the 4B movement and how I'm so disappointed in relationships, my relationship has come to an end abruptly. I wasn't expecting it at all. And it's just fascinating because I was with this person for 2.5 years. I met their children. They met my kid. I met their family. I'm thinking everything is fine. Now, what I find fascinating is if you didn't want to be with me, or you kept trying to let me go, why would you initiate or keep coming back over and over? Why would you do those things that seem to be, I guess they're just important to me? Is meeting the family not important anymore? Is it just what people do now? I don't know. I just feel like exchanging so much time and it not going anywhere is crazy. I also think it's crazy if you don't have any intentions to be with anybody. Don't do it. Or if this person is doing their best to try to help you become a better person and you ignore what they're telling you, but you listen to it from somebody else, like a church, like, make it make sense. Also, other things that bother me, when someone is lying to you and you can feel it and they try to keep denying the lie. Stop doing that. It only makes things worse. It only paints the picture worse, especially if things are going to end. But another thing that sucks the most is when someone tells you of something and they want you to celebrate with them, or you think they want you to celebrate with them, and you keep asking them about when their ceremony is going to be, like their graduation, so you can come and be a supporter of their endeavors. And then they end up calling you and telling you about it after the fact. Now, does that not raise suspicion? Would you not wonder, you've been talking about this for 6 months. How come you didn't let me know so I can come and be there? Because think about this. If the people call you on Friday to tell you that you're going to be graduating on Sunday, there is a day in between Friday and Sunday, right? What is that day called, y'all? What's that day called? Exactly. Saturday. Exactly. It raised my suspicions. And so I ended up going to the church. I ended up going to the church myself just to put my eyes on what I felt, because it didn't feel right. And what I was seeing and what I was feeling was not matching what he was saying. And so I had to go. I had to leave. Even if what you say is true, it's very hard to believe in you, because you have been consistently inconsistent. And I wouldn't have never thought to have painted this picture and it would be these colors and it would taste and feel this way. So yeah, I think that I am not going to be invested in being in relationships anymore with any man or woman romantically. I am done. I really am. I am done in desiring romance, because it's not real. It was all made up to attain something because someone was lacking. Romance was for poor men to attain women because they didn't have the means to get a woman. So it's still just words and smokes and screens and illusions. Yeah, and that was the purpose of romance. Not many men are romantic. Not many men are able to even think beyond their self or their own emotions. So it's like we're expecting something that is not possible because it doesn't come from them within inherently. They don't think that way. Isn't that crazy? And I still can't believe that human beings still exist with all of these communication problems. That's insane to me. I'd rather just get paid for my time. And if that makes me a prostitute, then sure. I'd rather be that. They should definitely legalize prostitution, because the extenuating circumstances that people go through in relationships, or how they experience domestic violence, or how they're with someone who is an emotional manipulator, it's abusive. It is abuse. I don't think that men are working on themselves as a whole to make things better. And it's even funny, even when you're going through a breakup, they'll say really weird shit like, let's be friends, or you deserve better. But why can't you just be better? And I am waiting for an answer from somebody. I know I'm in this room by my damn self, but it's a really good fucking question. If you think that I deserve better, why can't you be the better that I deserve? Because even in all of these movies, women change so much to be with a man. They change so much of themselves. They lose so much of themselves. They don't even know who the fuck they are anymore. They've popped out, 3, 4, 5 fucking kids, and the person isn't even around. Like that's crazy to me. Like, and even then, like, you would think that the story of Cain and Abel would have deterred people from having multiple children, but I guess they didn't get the message, because ain't no way in hell I would pop out another baby. And my baby is 11 years old. I am not gonna go through it again. I'll have this hypothetical scenario that I want another child, and I'll think about it, but no. Someone asked me, am I ready for a child? I said, no. No one's ready for a child. I'm not ready. I just hypothetically think that I want one, but that's ridiculous. And then, when you're going through a breakup, you get your period and you're like, yay, I don't have to be attached to that fucking asshole ever again. And then you're kind of sad at the same time because he was cute and you would like to look at a miniature version of them if possible. But yeah, you kind of feel like you dodged the bullet and you lost at the same time. That's what a catch-22 is. That is the definition of a catch-22. And given, since I'm going through all of this personal stuff and I'm sharing it with you, I haven't shared with you in all the full details of everything. Yes, I went to the church. I saw with my eyes what I saw. His baby mama was there, and she was sitting right behind me. And he wants to say that it was her first time there. Sir, I don't believe that either. That's just hard to believe too. And also it's the fact that the motherfucker wouldn't give me a face-to-face. You can't even break up with anybody face to face and have a conversation. You want to do it all through text. I don't know how you think that's a good thing, sir, but I don't know if you've seen that show, that episode of Sex in the City when Carrie was broken up with over a Post-it. So it's kind of the equivalent to that. He broke up with me over a Post-it. I don't think that I'll ever have closure from this particular situation. It just teaches me that I don't want anyone to ever talk to me again. Don't talk to me. Dating apps are useless. Even trying to meet people in real life. I'm not trying to meet anybody in real life. I'm going to stay in my home. I want to stay in my home. Yeah, I don't want to go to church on Sunday. I want to go to sleep. That's what I want to do. So yeah. But yeah, given that I've been going through all of these crazy shenanigans in my personal life, I'm going to present to you the word of the day. Because there are too many within me to describe my emotional state. And also I'm a Cancer. My mood is going up and down. So who knows how I feel? So the word of the day is distraught. Yes. I was distraught to learn that my significant other, even a month before he ghosted me on my birthday when I planned a trip for us to New Orleans, I was very distraught to find out that he was on Facebook dating while we were in a relationship. And the girl that I was speaking to, I blurred out her name. I corresponded with her on Facebook through Messenger. Ended up seeing him liking something on her profile because she liked something on his page, even though he did not message me all day. But you can post on Facebook. Man, how is it that you can ignore somebody that you say you care about, but then you're online on Facebook? Like, make it make sense. It's very selfish and childish. It's also selfish and childish to think that the person isn't going to feel some type of way about it, or like come to where you are to try to ask you questions. The least you can do is just be man enough. And it's really crazy how men think they're grown and they're so strong and brave, but they can't have conversations. That's weird to me. But speaking of conversations, she and I had one as well through Messenger. It was a very classy conversation. Nothing crazy, nothing nasty. Just asking how she knew this particular person that I was in a relationship with. I never thought that I would be in this particular situation before, but it's crazy to me that I have been. So, it was validated. I end up, sending the things to him. Of course, deflect, avoid, deflect, avoid. Men, please stop. It's like you have not evolved mentally to know that when we're asking you questions, we already know the answer to them. Stop doing that. So yeah, I am done, y'all. I can't take it anymore. I can't take people trying to use their religion as a crutch for their bad behavior, because as far as I'm concerned, God wouldn't want you to treat anybody that way. So yeah, I could say that I'm a little bit shaken up. I could say that my faith in men is like tarnished as fuck. My belief in certain religions is like, what? You try to have faith about things. You try to see things from other people's perspective. You have your own experience. So you like, hey, maybe it's different over here. But church is the same no matter where you go, in my opinion. It's full of hypocrisy. And if that's where you would like to be, then stay there. I don't think you'll have a good time. But that's just me, though. I do want to... yeah, I don't think you'll have a good time. I don't think you'll have a good time, but that's just me, though. I feel like I know your character, and it's lacking. And I feel like I gave you so many chances to be better. Going through a breakup is tough to begin with anyway, but I hate when people just say stupid shit, or you see stuff on Instagram or all these videos and people act like when you're not with anybody, they think that the company of friends and family is going to, compensate for the man not being in your life. It's not the same. It's not the same. Stop acting like because you're single or you're alone, that time with friends and family is just the same as it is when you were spending time with that man. It's not the same. It's not. There's nothing there's nothing that you can say or do that can convince me otherwise, because if you already don't hang out with a lot of people to begin with, and you don't like your family, or you don't have a lot of friends, and then now your relationship is coming to an end, nothing can supplement that. You just basically have to endure the time that you have to spend by yourself. And some people don't even like being by themselves. I'm fine with being by myself. I just hate the bullshit that people say that's supposed to make you feel better when it doesn't. It's not the same. Okay? Breakup sucks because you also wonder, like, how long am I going to feel like this? When is this feeling going to go away? I don't know. I want it to go away. It's just like Charlotte says. It takes half the amount of time that you spent with that person to get over that person. So I would say it's going to be quite some time. Yeah. Girl math. I think one of the things that sucks the most in regards to when it comes to society and how we view relationships and how men think is grieving a future that's not going to happen, grieving like the happily ever after shit. Like it's not real, because time and time again certain situations and dynamics have proven themselves. Like, why can't you just do this? Why can't you just do this one thing and everything will be fine? But it's not even just one thing. It's like a domino effect. It's like a puzzle it's like a puzzle piece that's missing in the whole dynamic. And communication is one of the hugest factors in relationships. And it's like grieving the as a woman, I feel like I'm grieving a life, or I'm just grieving. I am grieving a life that I thought I would have. I am grieving the concept of love and what it means to me, and how I don't believe it actually exists. I think that there's too many people who have experienced traumatic dynamics in their childhood, which prevents them from actually having meaningful relationships, meaningful romantic relationships. I feel like people just do things just to do them. They have no intentions and they are impulsive. And there's a lot of people that exist that were produced from those particular factors. We have a lot of souls and a lot of energy that's not supposed to be here. And I hate to say it like that, but if you think about it, like when I was little, I used to have these deep philosophical thoughts of, I'm not going to find my own person. I'm so different from everybody else. Given the fact that my mom had me when she was like 16, 17 years old, and they would repeatedly tell me that you're not supposed to be here. And I was like, if I'm not supposed to be here, then I guess the person that I'm not and if I'm not supposed to be here, then I guess the person that I'm supposed to be with does not exist, because I'm not supposed to be here. And that's how I've been thinking for a very, very long time. I would say like since the age of 10. So putting all of those pieces into play and grieving a life that I thought I would have, and grieving the fact that men just don't want to change, that they don't want to be better, it kind of sucks. It sucks isn't even the word to describe. It's like sucks to the 18th power. So yeah, I don't want to be alone. I don't want to be single, but I also don't want to be in a situation where I'm not respected and I'm only being served the bare minimum. I'm not begging for the bare minimum. And it's funny because you don't really know what your boundaries are until they're crossed. And then when they're crossed repeatedly, you have cognitive dissonance, because you know that that person is capable of doing what it is you ask of them. They just don't want to do it. So yeah, that sucks. That fucking sucks. Even though he ghosted me many occasions throughout our relationship, I'm just thinking that it's a part of his trauma response, a part of his attachment style. He is an avoidant. But the thing about avoidance is if they're not doing what it takes to make themselves a better person, if they're not doing what it takes to actually see what it feels like or what you're going through or care, and or if they just try to disappear and not acknowledge or hold themselves accountable for their own actions, then nothing can actually ever get better because they don't want to get better. They're really just sick in the head. And the only time somebody can change is if they want to. As I am grieving through my experience, I hope that you are enlightened to see what I am going through, and that it doesn't happen to you. But we're humans. Majority of us are going to learn the hard way. I feel like our society is obsessed with finding that forever person, because honestly, there isn't someone for everyone. And I don't want to roll the dice, and I don't want to play the game anymore. I'm exhausted. I really am. I feel like Charlotte from Sex and the City.
Been dating since I was 15. I'm exhausted. Where is he?
Who, the White Knight?
That only happens in fairy tales.
My hair hurts. Charlotte, honey, did you ever think that maybe we're the White Knights and we're the ones that have to save ourselves? That is so depressing.
Like, I really do. If anybody remembers that. Yep. I feel like I'm all cried out. It's not that I don't in particularly love this person anymore. I would say that I am grieving a life that I thought I would have. I am grieving someone that I thought I knew. I think that's what hurts the most is you spend so much time and you think you know someone and you would be like, I would never do anything like this to you. But I feel as an empath, that's what we end up attracting as people who are very, very self-centered and care about themselves and only their feelings. They exude that they care. They're very charming. They can say all the right things, but what they say and what they do aren't lining up. So it's a mental fuck, mind games. That's exactly what it is. So I don't believe that I am going to be playing these games anymore. I wish that the desire to couple up would just be stripped away from the essence of me. Yeah, I wish I could erase my memory of the last 2.5 years. That would be great. That would be great. But also, I kind of believe that the 4B movement, how like no relationships with men, no sex with them, no dates, like all of the no's. I mean, I think that it is a temporary solution to a permanent problem because men aren't trying to change themselves for the better. They think that they're fine the way that they are, and that's the problem. Did you know that most self-help books are written by men but read by women? That's a problem. Because they must be feeding us the wrong fucking information. Because ain't nothing helping nobody, in my opinion. We need a reset button on society and to end patriarchy, capitalism, and misogyny, and Christofascism. A lot of stuff is just fucked up. And the only way that anything can get any better is if you wipe the slate clean and start all the way over. And that's going to take a lot of time. Probably like 300 years. So, not in this day and age. If marriage was something that you were trying to accomplish, or if it was like your number one goal, you might as well wipe that shit off the plate. Because it's not realistic in the society that we're in now. And it doesn't have benefits for a woman. It benefits the man more. Because he gets to be taken care of. I don't think I want to take care of nobody but me. And my kid. That's it. Like, y'all have royally fucked me over multiple occasions. I have kissed many of frogs. I have not come across any fucking princes, or if you were a prince, you were a prince for a moment and then you turned into a frog. I am done. Sayonara, motherfuckers. But I honestly don't know if I have any hope for humanity, relationships, marriage, human beings in general. And I just want everything to end. But yeah, I don't want to not believe in love anymore. I don't want anybody to have taken that away from me. But at the same time, I think it's already been done. Thank you again for watching Come On My Couch. I'll see you next week. Y'all take care.
You gotta take your hits, baby. Take your hits. Take your hits, boy. Take your hits. You gotta take your hits, baby. Take your hits. I clap.